Good morning. I know, right? Get in here. Get in here. You guys, how are you doing? Jupiter is direct, but I'm still, the waves of Pisces, man. And this Mercury retrograde in Pisces, how are you doing? It's been a challenging time as far as emotional release, the liminal floating. I was like, let me check in on my friends today. I thought I would tap in and just hang out with you guys. How are you doing? What is Jupiter? And of course, y'all just do me a favor. Pay attention. We might ASMR. We might ASMR. A little bit. I have some matcha loaf and some coffee. I know, right? You're like, what is this? Listen, this is one of my dagas. It's a rune, and then it's an herbal beeswax taper candle. Yes, I make those. And can you see the rune on here? This is the rune spirit and Berkano that I worked with. Stuff that I prepared for an event for like Ostara in the incoming spring. Girl, let's wake up, girl. My computer said, I'm tired. I know, girl. Me too. Woo. Me too. But I was going to say, I do this with my prayer candle, jar candles a lot. You can see I've burnt like multiple beeswax tapers in here. See all the layers? Because it was initially down here, but I'll always repurpose. We love a good repurpose, a good recycle over here. Okay, we've got to reduce, reuse, and recycle, okay? So yeah, that's one of my taper candles. We got beautiful like dandelion and nettle and all kinds of delicious herbs. Wonderful springtime Ostara vibes on the candle. I think that Jupiter going direct is a really beautiful energy. How are you guys feeling? I know I have a lot of personal, obviously, conversations with people when we do one-on-one work together, and we kind of talked a lot through the full moon energy. Where's my tab where I had the chart pulled up, you guys? Oh my gosh, the sleep though. Who else? Raise your hand if you're a stickler on sleep, man. And it's not like just being in a different age of my life. It really was before that. I think honestly, getting really serious about sleep is when I was getting serious about like consistently going to the gym and everything. And it was just like not going to be able to do this on that schedule. And anyway, so when I go through cycles of this intense, gosh, it just feels like I keep seeing this image of it, flush the toilet, flush the toilet. I get it though, right? Like I do get that image, but it's exhausting. It's exhausting, and it definitely is like a roller coaster. But I was really thinking, I was like, oh, yay. It really depends on where you are, because I think Jupiter goes direct. It's like late at night tonight. And I'm on the eastern coast in the US. So it really depends on where you are. It may be more like tomorrow. Hold on. Spirit is showing me an oracle deck. Excuse me. Oh, are we going to have an oracle pull sesh? A sesh? Where's this deck? Hold on, guys. Child. Hold on, I have to move like so many decks. What's back here? Oh, okay. Got it. Spirit kept showing me clearly the Green Witch Oracle, but I've got a whole stack, you guys. You know how I do. Hey, I think it's really important, guys, that we really got to take good care of ourselves for the rest of this week, for the rest of Pisces too. Honestly, I haven't even thought like when is the last, the rest of this week and next week. Oh, you guys, please. It's this overwhelming energy of like, let's just slow down. Let's not do too much. I would not be shocked if something or someone, I mean, it's Mercury retrograde, and I'm hearing a landslide will bring you down. Um, oh wow, I'm hearing landslides so loudly now. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Okay. Yes, we all know landslide. Get in here and get your smudge, okay, if nothing else. I love you so much. Thank you for being here and hanging out. Click like, click subscribe so you can be notified when we hang out. And when you do those things, they're totally free ways to energetically support me. And just we co-collaborate. We get into alignment of each other's energy. I'm better able to connect to you and channel in the way that's of service to my soul family. We don't really do monetization. Although I'm trying to get better about, you guys, I'm trying to get better about saying however the universe wants to bless me. I'm growing and expanding a lot right now. I'm developing my teaching community, and I'm excited about what's to come. So, if whatever the universe sees fit and my spirit team and guides, right? And ways to bless me. So yeah, it's a way to contribute to me if you connect and resonate with something. If I supported and encouraged you today, you can support me in turn for free, friend, just by hitting like. And then just remember, please feel free to hop over to my website. Check out the things that I offer for one-on-one work. You can email me. You can check out my Facebook business page. You can find my socials. But the website is just such a good landing page because anything you want to peruse, my school platform is there. Whatever you want to look at, that's how you can see what it is that I do. But yeah, I'm tapping into, I think it's really beautiful to consider. We're in a murky, liminal place, and it is kind of foggy still, but we're coming to, over these next 2 weeks, it's just good to sit and be with ourselves. What I was really tapping into this morning, just journaling in my own time and sitting with myself, is that I think it's always really tempting, and I see this happen a lot, especially in tarot community, to each their own right. Some people have different intentions set with their platforms or their teaching or their sharing or their reading, right? And I just be doing what I do over here. But sometimes I notice we're talking about Jupiter going direct, right? Today, tomorrow. Jupiter's in Cancer. We've talked about a lot how what we have helping us, because we're going to kind of put Saturn, ironically, I'm going to say the back burner, but, Saturn and Neptune they're really just, I know it's super exciting. It's like, whoa, this exciting, all this astrology, once in a lifetime, but it can overwhelm. Just a cautious, gentle, you know how we do. I got my coffee and my little matcha cake over here. We, our nervous systems can get overloaded, okay? And with all the, let's make some more content and let's write another arc, I get it. But it can be, I'm hearing this too much, okay? It can be too muchness, okay? I'm hearing too muchness, okay? Saturn is at 2 degrees Aries, Neptune is at 1. We're putting the Aries energy. I know, look, I will say as a caveat, I think Venus in Aries, that's beautiful. It's exciting. It's giving us this, a preview to remember spring is coming. Remember flowers are blooming. Let's get excited. Let's run down a trail, Venusian, earthly beauty. Remember, don't forget you're worth it. Remember to create. I like this Venus and Aries energy and how she's kind of running ahead. We don't often see that as much because we've got all these other things hanging out in Pisces. It's very interesting to me that Venus is up in Aries and Mars is in Pisces. It's kind of dreamy and playful, right? But it's almost this thing of how I see a lot in our communities, how we kind of direct outwards. And I really love for us that we could grow and heal. And my approach and like self-awareness and really tapping into the collective body of energy of tarot, making it a more like seasonal, sabbatical, shamanic, I am connecting with myself first and foremost through these different, we could say, spiritual or metaphysical modalities, right? Because the tarot encompasses all of that, all of it. So I think sometimes when we have a lot of this water, right? Because we're going to go back to Pisces, it's so important to understand it's really beautiful how Jupiter is in a trine with the sun in Pisces. Remember, Jupiter's kind of standing still right now, but Jupiter is direct, not in retrograde anymore, right? So we have Jupiter in this beautiful Cancerian energy. So it's very, and then we have all these trines, and I'll remind you of what those are, but I want us to just really kind of sit back down into like our own heart space. You know what I'm saying? There's always this need. Jupiter in Cancer is very much like, obviously, emotional maturity, but it's kind of knowing yourself emotionally. That's that self-awareness, self-accountability. It's like you sitting with your higher wise spiritual mothers, grandmothers, higher wise, divine feminine energy of self, right? There's this big energy that I was tapping into of it's just too-muchness. Let's come back to the self. And that's, of course, the remaining teachings of part of this Virgo eclipse portal that we talked about too, in your own body, right? Because I'm seeing a lot of this. If I finally just get these type of people out of my life, if I finally just cut all those cords, and there's a time and a place for that. I'm going to hit pause, you guys, because I hear that there's going to be people walking around the townhouses. Beautiful springtime. I get so sad when they get ready to cut back all of my beautiful nettles and my dandelions. I love the first blooms. I put all of those in my O-Star ritual oils, my little, all the beautiful buds from the trees. But I don't want the dogs to bark. I'm enjoying the chill, quiet vibe. I'm going to pause you guys for just a second. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. So I'll close the window so we can enjoy. I had the window open, have some smudge and incense and stuff going on over there at my sabbatical, my altar. Ooh, I'm looking at the water dish. You need to be cleaned. That's a message. I have this water bowl as a spirit offering, and sometimes I'll put different quartz in it. Oh, goodness, girl, I'm so sorry. We gotta revamp that. Okay, noted. Spirit, my ancestor said, girl, what is this water? Okay. The thing is that there's a huge opportunity for just deep emotional healing, deep spiritual inner awareness, emotional growth, right? What the fuck, like, what do I feel? Okay, I'm here in the notebook. What do you want? And she's like, it's not that simple. And he's like, what do you want? Right? It's this vibe. And again, it's like rushing too fast into the too muchness of everything. You know what I'm saying? Overstimulated nervous system we hop into, like, I'm seeing, it's like an overcharge. And in spirit, my ancestors and guides, is this energy of like, oh, we're going to really unfold it all. Like, don't you worry. You're not going to miss out, but we're really not going to have quite an opportunity again like this right now, really in this year where we have all this Pisces to work with. And what's beautiful about this Jupiter and Cancer energy and thinking about Pisces is that we have this beautiful North Node in Pisces, right? That is connecting to these energies that we're working with. And the North Node is very, when we think of North Node, and I work with people who's like, when we do one-on-one, whether it's teaching or intuitive work in their birth charts, we talk about your North Node is like choosing to step out of the karmic cycles. It's walking more on your dharmic path. It's your kind of your destiny. If you gave, I say this a lot in one-on-one work. If I gave you the cheat codes, okay, how do I get up there to the higher tier of living? Okay, what am I aiming for, right? Ideally, if I'm trying to evolve into the highest, best version of myself, where would you aim? Well, you would look at your chart through the eye, through the scope of your North Node. North Node in Pisces is really beautiful. It deeply encourages, get the fuck out of here with this overanalysis. Are you overanalyzing your fear, your partner, your insecurities? Look, we're in a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? We're in a lot of water, so we have to think about the things that challenge us when we want to escape, what makes us feel uncomfortable, why we doubt our spiritual or our mystical or whatever, right? Our metaphysical, why we doubt our path, however it unfolds for you. I embrace lots of different paths. It's kind of like lots of rivers that lead to the same ocean, right? As long as we don't be dogmatic or ugly to each other. There's like this obsession, this overcritical, this thing, these patterns that we need to let go of. And we're going to learn how to kind of get on into these timelines and like plug things into new places, right? Whether for you, maybe that's your career this year. Maybe it's, for a lot of people, it's going to be my daily life, my routine, the way that I look at my health. A lot of those things will definitely be locking in to ironing out new patterns. That's the portals we've been working through with the nodes, right? We're really walking out, and it's going to be a big amplification, like I said, until the end of Pisces season. We're still going to carry that, though, towards the summer with the Jupiter placement, right? And so I just want us, I just say, let's do the declutter of the mind. Let's listen to the soul. Sit with your higher self. This being the time of all times to say, I'll take a few more days where my calendar is not insane. Okay, what can I do? Can I be more in nature? Maybe can I keep saying I'm going to do a spiritual bath. Maybe I can just do it. It's a compassion towards yourself. It's compassion towards others. Maybe you're listening to more music right now. Maybe you're channeling artistically. I hope you are. How do you use your creative imagination? Through ritual, through writing, through playfulness? Maybe you're just like, yeah, you know what? I took a PTO day. What are you going to do? I don't know. I lit some candles. I did a spiritual bath. It was great. Maybe I didn't even set a ton of intentions to put weight of expectations on myself. Maybe I just vibed and enjoyed that I was the embodiment of Source. And maybe I played some music. I don't know, maybe for you, you read or you write. You know what I mean? Maybe you're like, I keep meaning to sit down with my cards or write in my journal. I keep saying I'm going to take more walks. You get what I'm saying? I keep saying I drive by that damn park trail every day. And, I was just like, I'm going to go take my lunch break there today because why not? Right? I'm the avatar in the story. I can do it how I want to do it. It's kind of the surrendering. It's a flow, right? There's a big push too. And I'm just kind of touching on Pisces because what I want you to get into is that the Pisces and the North Node, all of this Pisces stuff going on right now is pouring into juicing up that North Node, which is going to walk us into the summer. And so is Jupiter in Cancer. So they're really working together. And to sit with the Pisces frequencies, even if you don't have a lot of Pisces in your chart, maybe you might be like, girl, I don't have a drop. I don't have a smidgen, as we would say around here. That's okay. Just know that like we all have a 12th house, right? So maybe you learn maybe you're like, yeah, I keep wanting to dig more into my astrology. I heard you say this and that, and I just haven't made time. Do that. Do that for yourself, friend. Sometimes creative expression, we get creative with our higher self, with our intuition. We learn, maybe we connect some dots and we sit down and before you know it, you're channeling some automatic writing messages to yourself. You unlock a new pathway in your mind, you soften to it, you know, that can be an outlet as well, okay? But it's just as an encouragement to kind of review and touch on this Pisces energy, because we have, you know, Jupiter in Cancer in a trine right now with the Sun in Pisces, right? We have Jupiter in Cancer right now in a trine. Hold on, sorry, because I just want to verify. Yeah, Mercury's still in Pisces in retrograde. Yeah, duh. Jupiter still trining with Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Okay. Jupiter still trining with what? The North Node in Pisces. You see this? Yeah. What is the moon in today? Because this vibe is... Oh, the moon is in Sag. Okay, that's interesting. But anyway, the prominent energy, and I get why, of course, is because Jupiter is at a standstill, getting ready to go direct. Again, listen, a quick shout out to my cardinal sign people, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, if you have those. But also, really, if you're Jupiterian in your chart, if you got a big Pisces placement, if you have a lot of Sag, you can look and see also what's in your 11th house. But shout out to Sagittarius and Pisces people. You got to get down into your heart of it. And this is kind of what I was tapped into earlier. What other deck? Oh, I haven't used this in a while, but I felt so drawn to the Cozy Witch Tarot. So I'm going to take her out too. Look, I love the backs of these cards. Okay, not me sitting with my coffee cup over there. We don't do those coffees every day, but it's more like a treat for me. Let me keep my stacks together, because you already know. So we've got a couple more months, right? We've got a couple more months of Jupiter working through Cancerian energy. But the key here is it's kind of this vibe, right? Of like, you know, I could sit here and banish all the people out of my life, right? I could write people off. I could say, I'm never going to work at that type of place again. We can do all these things, but the truth of the matter, I'm hearing, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Nah. So what have we got? Man in the mirror. We got to put that on our playlist. Landslide. The landslide will bring you down. Because what happens is, at the end of the day, let's suppose, let's say you end up completely alone. Oh man, goodness, I got it all out of my life. Okay, it's still going to be you with you at the end of the day. So if you're not practicing a journey of self-awareness, deep inner emotional healing, and you're just like, it's always this healing thing. It is. We're very Aquarian over here, so it's always going to be the goal is to evolve. We're in the age of Aquarius, so you can get dragged, or you can treat your evolution like a gift, like a beautiful thing. Thank goodness. Imagine spawning incarnating in Earth School in this era that we're in right now, in this age, and being somewhere else. Where, like, it's just a luxury to find food for the day. And bless their hearts, may all souls and beings continue to evolve and ascend, so that we can be stable, so that we can be at peace with each other, so that we can find love, and that children can be safe and not hungry, and that people have equal opportunities. We're still growing, okay? We're still just a wee little baby human race here in this Earth School. But what I'm saying is, sometimes when we think about, oh gosh, I'm not saying get dogmatic about, let me pick something else to heal so I can be good enough. You see how that's dogma? That's unhealthy. But understand that it's a gift to be able to reflect in gratitude. It's a gift to be able to know, wow, my belly is not hungry today. I am grounded. Maybe I'm going through a lot, but you know what? It's a gift that I even have time to sit and reflect in self-awareness, that I have the mental capacity to do so. Do you see how we can turn that perspective around? So it's you with you. It's you with what you need. It's you with what you're feeling, right? It's you with your own self-awareness. Spirit's reminding me, remember the other day too, when we were like, I was telling you about that therapist, and she was like, I love when people practice self-awareness, but I always try to get to a place, and I hope for people, right, that you understand that being self-aware is only going to take you so far if you're not changing. You can have an awareness that you're addicted to a substance, but if you're not doing anything different, even if you're aware, it still is running, karmic patterns or negative repetitions, or that behavior pattern or that neural programming is hurting you. It's still there, you know? We definitely, I mean, Jupiter in Cancer, I've kind of told you before, it reminds me of like sitting at the spiritual coffee table, sitting in the Akash with your, all of your spiritual embodiments of grandmothers and mothers and great grandmothers, perhaps. It's sitting with the higher level of your, it's like the divine feminine aspect of your higher self talking to you, sitting there talking about faith, talking about, what you believe, how have you grown. The most uncomfortable place that I found after working with people very intimately one-on-one, many years, have people that I've read for years, right, and helped and done astrology with, etc., shared beautiful tools with. The biggest thing is you have to be able to sit and look at those patterns within yourself. And I think that Jupiter in Cancer is really going to touch on this whole nurturing yourself, remothering. It's very much the wounds of that reparenting the self. You remother yourself. You're redeveloping an inner sense of safety and security and cultivating that peacefulness inside. Okay, I honor everything I've been through and what I feel, but where is the wisdom that I'm getting from it? It's that point of, we always talk about in the alchemical and these sacred mystical paths, and whichever one you go down, right? Shamanic, perhaps you resonate with the Taoist teaching. We could say a lot of teachings, right? The wisdom of the beautiful earth is applicable in all paths, right? But this crabby, this Cancerian, this mothering, this moon, this Pisces, interesting because for a long time, it's a back and forth between, is the moon card in the tarot, is it a Pisces or is it a Cancerian card? And either one is applicable at different times. We got to go inward. We got to go inward. You have to look and say, for example, when I got into that argument with my best friend, or when my partner, or when my boss, or when the news, or when the picture, right? Stay with me. It's a safe space here. I love you so much, right? What triggered me so deeply that I moved out of my alignment? Okay, I'm not saying I'm some perfect Zen Buddha master over here, but I mean, ideally, what is that phrase where it's like, this is a big teaching in the Don Miguel Ruiz, who poured a lot into my original teacher. And the big, the Teotihuacan, the Nahuals, they would teach, one of the cornerstones is not taking anything personal, because you understand a lot of people, that has more to do with them than it does with you. And is it really worth this argument? Because trust me, Aries, as we unfold, this is just getting into it. You understand? These new timelines, I mean, by the summer, we're really just going to be getting into it. We got quite a time of a couple years ahead of us, friends. So if we are not ironing it down inside, in our repatterning, in what am I feeling and how do I go forward from this? If we're not taking that time to be on the inside, I keep hearing out there is too-muchness. Okay, maybe you resonate with that. Because what happens in the quantum realm and frequency and vibration is that when you really start ironing that work down, and then you can really comfortably you'll start embodying it, it will then ripple out. And your energy will set the tone in the rooms. Your frequency will attract new tribes, new experiences, new collaborations, new opportunities. But it's kind of like a HP level up. It's like an unlocking process. How do you do when you sit in a place where you feel vulnerable? How do you really, what's conflict resolution? How's that going for you? Do you know what I'm saying? How do you do in your wisdom space? Are you caring and nurturing enough for yourself? Do you understand yourself enough? Imagine that you did get sit at a big table with a bunch of hungry wolves. Like, how would you do at that table? How is your conflict resolution? How is your emotional communication? These are things to consider. And those are the hardest parts. Those are the hardest parts, right? Of taking responsibility for yourself. How are you changing internally? How are you coming into alignment? You know what I'm saying? It's raw. It's really being honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, I guarantee you one thing. I guarantee you, take it to the bank. You know what I mean? We were teaching about spiritual checks in one of our modules at in my teaching community, right? You can take that spiritual check to the bank. It'll cash every time. You cannot control other people. You can't. But you can give away your power and other people can control you. You see what I'm saying? The bait and switch, i.e. people love to use this term destiny swap, but nobody can do any of these things unless you give your power away. And the best way to strengthen your, how would we say, autonomy, your boundaries, right, is to know yourself. And to be well-rooted and well-grounded in your emotional maturity and your own embodiment, that you're like, really not going to let that bother me. You know what I mean? I definitely will say that I understand people are saying, I've gotten to a point, let's say in a long-term relationship or at a job or maybe with that group of friends or that person I thought we were going to be besties, you know, forever. But I've realized that every time I'm around them, no matter how much I regulate all the work that I do, this energy is always going to be toxic. It's not healthy for me. So you'll definitely find people who will say, look, I'm not saying I don't have anything to work on, but I know that this person, or I know that this job, or I know that this pattern, or going here, or being around these people, or whatever, right? Living in this city, whatever it is, this ain't going to work for me no more. Then yeah, for sure. You have to make a choice and then you have to take action on it. But I'm saying a lot of times I see that it's just almost this repetitive pattern. There's always so-and-so did this and da-da-da-da-da and that. Okay, but we also have to look at our own shadow. Why did I allow that? Why did that yank me up, down, sideways, and all out of my space? And what does that tell me about myself, right? Okay, so I'm going to start shuffling. We're asking for messages from our spirit team, our ancestors, both galactic and earthbound. Spirit, we are asking for guidance that is always of service of the highest and best good and harming none. We can always work with our Davic elemental nature spirits here. We call in, again, our spirit team, our guides, our angelic, our light beings, okay, our grounded embodiment all the way down to the earth, our ancestors, right? These are the energies that we call in. Over here, we set our intentions to support health, wealth, abundance, self-expansion, inner healing, ascension, growth, beauty, okay, emotional awareness. These are the energies that we call in over here when we work together, okay? So I'm going to start shuffling the Green Witch Oracle. What messages, Spirit team and guides? We're open to receive messages from this beautiful Jupiterian energy. And now, mind you, we're in a number 10 year, which is also a Jupiter year. You know, I love to say, friend, Jupiter is not a picker of favorites. Jupiter's frequency will expand whatever it touches. Okay, so you got to look and say, where I'm sitting at with myself right now, would I want to expand this? Okay, then we got some work to do, and that's okay. Am I moving in an embodiment of my own personal alignment? Now, it has to be said, so now that I'm tapping in, I'm saying, what are the messages that Jupiter wants to bring for us? Jupiter being in Cancer is definitely stuff around the home. It's definitely stuff in connection with the family. This can be ancestral patterns that you're noticing that you're healing. This can be connection with mother wounds. You are remothering. This can literally be the daily dynamics of how the family, how your home. You can also take it as that your body is your home to your spirit. So it's home, it's family, it's emotional truth. It's how do I give and receive love? Am I being honest with myself about that? It's about faith, you know, sustainable emotional growth. Okay, these are the things that we're working in. You can also look at, hold on, you guys. If it resonates with you, obviously you can look at your fourth house, right? fourth house is home and family, emotional security. It's literal, like literal real estate, literal property, the foundations, ancestral karma. Okay, inner private emotional life. Okay, you can look at your fourth house if you feel like, yeah, you know what? I've got a lot of big work to do here. And I do spirit-led intuitive readings where you might say, yeah, I really resonated with that. You might email me or go to my website and say, let's learn together about my fourth house. And I'm happy to do that for you. But okay, let's see. Spirit, ancestors, and team, what is the Green Witch wanting to say to us this morning? Okay, look at this weird card stick. What are we doing here? Let's take that. Ooh, I have some amazing lime leaves. Child, you know what? I might put them in my spiritual bath. Number 31, luck and lime. That's very interesting. Honestly, I wouldn't, look, this makes me think of Amala, like prayer beads, meditation, inner peace and stillness, the alignment, you know, the pentagram, the pinnacle in here, which is all of the elements with the fifth element of spirit. Okay, it makes me think of wearing a gemstone bracelet. Remember how we talked about those reset points? Maybe you have a gemstone bracelet on today. Maybe you have lime. Listen, if I could put lime juice on everything, I'm that type of person. I love a good bowl. I love a good like burrito bowl, tofu bowl. I keep lime juice on deck. I love like Mediterranean flavors, Asian flavors. I love, like I said, all that type of stuff. And if I could put lime on everything, I would. Let's read what this message is. We're tapping into this energy with spirit. Excuse me. You may find you are right in the middle of a situation at present. A child who ain't right now. Come on now. You might be like, honestly, I'm chilling. But then we're all right in the middle of the situation. I mean, pick a country, any country, love and light, like at this point. So I'm sure we all resonate. But you may find you are right in the middle of a situation at present. Whew. Or that something is stuck in circles. Okay. We're closing the loops. Who was it? Me and my friend. We were just having a shout out to her. I'm not going to say her name, but if she watches this today, she going to know. Friend is closing the loops, okay? Something that is stuck in circles. I'm hearing, hold on, y'all. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a dun 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 dun. Now I'm seeing, I don't want to, I'm seeing, we're tired. Oh, spin me right round. We're in a year of the wheel too, you guys, a 10-year. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Okay. Ooh, okay, hold on. Let me start at the beginning because I was getting a lot from that, okay? Listen, get into this though. You may find you are right in the middle of a situation at present, or that something is stuck in circles. Ooh, here's the emotional honesty. Let's be real with ourselves, okay? And this could be caused by overreactions or too much interference. It's time to let things progress at their own pace. Compassionately detach. Hello. Limes bring luck with them. So take a chance and be ready for the ups and downs of this energy, honey, because that's about to be the whole year. Please buckle up, Buttercup. Let's fist bump. I'm at the coffee table with you. I'm buckled in. We are on the, we're on the boat, okay? No one's really knowing where it is we are going. I think I put that on our playlist. Listen, I'm right here with you, friend, okay? Talking about where, okay, I'm seeing us and we're like all on the boat and you guys are like, but where are we going? And I'm like, I don't know. Why are you so cool about it? I mean, we're just riding. Okay, that's that let go. That's that North Node in Pisces. I'm just trusting. I'm hearing, you gotta have faith, the faith, baby. Down, 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 down. Okay, we're putting faith on our playlist. Y'all gotta go check out the playlist. I'm so excited. I hope y'all check it out. baby, because I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith. I feel like if I was the guide on the boat, I would just start playing songs and you guys would be like, oh, like we're bouncing around. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. I see it so clearly, y'all. Listen, limes bring good luck with them. So take a chance and be ready for the ups and downs of this energy that brings, of the energy. Child, hold on. Be ready for the ups and downs this energy brings, but know that time is on your side. Don't overplan and be open to letting complexities unravel on their own. What is it? Faith. What am I hearing? Faith, luck, and pixie dust. Faith, love, and pixie dust. Should put a little pixie dust on it. We'll be all right. What was I hearing? Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Spirit is giving me a message too. Time is on my side. We gonna put that one on there too, friend. Weren't we talking about maybe you listen to some music today? Yeah. Time is on my side. Maybe you put the playlist on today and you do a little cleaning, a little smudging, maybe you get a little spirit bath. Maybe when you get home from work, you make your favorite drinky drink, eat a little good snack. Maybe you put the playlist on, do a foot soak. Okay. Spirit is giving this message about we are in, okay, how do we say spirit? Sorry, it's fast. Spirit is giving this message, my higher self, and is saying something like, time is on your side. In the way that we understand the unfoldment of our experience of beingness, oftentimes this concept, this mental program patterning, Spirit is saying, if you will, it is used as a frequency fence and it's negatively projected upon us, but this is not true, and we can reprogram how we understand. It's not a race. We can how do we say, Spirit? We can reprogram the way that we practice our own embodiment. And in fact, time is on our side. Nothing was ever to be said against us. This is kind of how Spirit is saying this. Oh, I was thinking of Lucky Duck. Is it Chris Ann's Light Seers Tarot? And she talks about the wheel as like rolling the dice and having faith. Yes, kind of how you got to ride it. Okay, it says magical correspondences, awareness. I swear it says it, y'all. Harmony, inspiration, anxiety and protection. Oh, Juno is listed as one of the deities. Isn't she doing something this week? Hold on. I don't often see her listed. She is an asteroid body. I thought I was just reading the other day. I know Juno's in Capricorn. In Capricorn. What is she doing this week? Hold on. I don't have my chart sorted. Hold on. Let me see. Juno. One moment. Oh. In February, In February, we are still in a follow-through period since Juno conjuncted the Sun at 25 degrees Sagittarius on December 16th. Juno is often referred to, Juno conjunct Sun can be called Commitment Rapture Day. What? Hold on. This means that if you initiated or strengthened a committed relationship, well, again, here's Juno, the home. I think Juno is connected sometimes to marriage and long-term partnership. This can also be, you might be like, well, I'm not married. Maybe this is a partnership with yourself, a partnership with something you were building, right? Capricorn energy. You have built on solid ground. Perhaps that's confirmation for someone. Continue building on a foundation. Maybe it is in a relationship. Maybe it is a home. Maybe you're building a home. I don't know. Sweet. But maybe you're building like a whole new business, or Regardless, the energy of Juno direct in Capricorn, what this is saying is hold tight to a commitment to something. Maybe that's what's questioning in your heart. Maybe that's what you're struggling with when you practice emotional self-awareness. You say, oh, goodness. But don't worry, you've built upon strong foundations. Juno is traveling steady in practical Capricorn until March the 28th. Make plans, set goals, build a future. And maybe the togetherness is with a partner. Maybe it's a business or a collaborative partner. Maybe you've partnered with yourself to build new things. And this could be a reflection of that as well. So interesting for Juno to kind of peep through there for us. Hey, that's some good, solid, grounded energy, because we're out here floating in the liminal and dealing with our emotions, and that's challenging, right? Oh, shit. Look, the astrological sign says Capricorn. Friend, I didn't even see it. Okay, these are always fun to read, so we'll read this. Luck spell. If you've had bad luck, which again, I don't always prescribe to that, but I do want to read it because you don't have to, you can set whatever intention you want. Maybe you're just embracing the whimsy of trust in your faith and asking for new opportunities and staying open to what you're working on building, whether it's a person or whatever else you're building with, right? Insert pins and needles all over a fresh lime while you speak aloud the bad luck moments you've had. And again, I don't prescribe to the whole bad luck, but maybe you're setting an intention where you're working more with an open-ended, you got to be careful with your spelling of words. You feel me? As a person who's very long studied and had many teachers, be careful with your phrasing, okay? Maybe you could phrase it more like, banishing negative thought patterns, or instead of thinking about the bad luck moments, maybe you're thinking about maybe how you project negativity into things you create, or you know what I'm saying? You can get creative with that if you want to avoid that terminology. But of course, follow your own intuition, vibe however you vibe. Cover the lime by winding black ribbon around it and say, or like if you have twine or string, it's more about the intention, right? It's a binding ritual, you see. Anytime you're piercing something and wrapping it with ribbon or twine or string in energetic, occulted, or like magical practices, ritual practices, this is binding, you see. Cover the lime by winding black ribbon around it and say, and now you are bound, bad luck of mine. Be gone forever with this lime. Bury it deep somewhere. Please don't bury it by your house, okay? Preferably when we do binding, if you choose a binding practice, please, I do not prescribe to doing it against people. Please don't do that. That will bring lots of negative karma, and the laws of the universe is going to get blowback. So just know you heard it here, all right? But you do as you will. It is your own path. Now, with that being said, if you choose to experiment with this, you could approach it more as a, I don't like to pierce things, and I have a long story behind that, but you do you, right? If you're just doing a wrapping, just as the ritual of just like people used to weave knots and cords and stuff. If you do bury it, we used to teach, and many of my teachers would be like, go literally drive somewhere. Even if you can find a crossroads, better. Something by the water, even better. But bury it somewhere, child, not by your house, okay? So very beautiful, interesting energy to open up with. Love the lime. Lime juice. Maybe you incorporate lime juice. Maybe you have some dried peel. Lime as an essential oil is wonderful to incorporate in like purification, cleansing, banishing. It's excellent. I'm hearing you put the lime in the coconut. Oh, is that Practical Magic? Honey, that movie. Ooh, the ancestral karma was karma. And listen. Lime is wonderful though. Maybe you have a simple white candle and you want to use the intentionality and partner with the spirit of the plant of lime. That's great to anoint a taper candle with. Okay, let's see what we have coming from the Cozy Witch. Thank you for the message. Thank you, Plant Spirit of Lime, partnering with us today. Oh, we have a 3+1, which is a 4. The strong foundations. Okay. Woo. Hold on. Where are we going with this? Okay, that was like a big bunch of cards here. We see the Queen of Wands. Replace self-doubt with self-confidence. That's beautiful. Excuse me, guys. Goodness. I'm so sorry. I have a little bit of allergies. Excuse me. The card that did like literally fall off my hand onto the table though was Eight of Wands. Light, okay, not light a fire. Yes, light a fire underneath your cauldron and go, go, go. Okay, you know what I'm getting though? Okay, and Spirit is immediately taking me back to how we opened up this message. The tendency when we read something like that, and now I'm hearing time is on my side. Yes, it is. This feels very much more like Spirit is saying, you're going to read this, and my guides are laughing like, oh, silly collective, we love you so much. You're going to read this and think, go, go, go. Okay, but go, go, go. Okay, light a candle, light fire under your cauldron. It's more like go, 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 as in like not get up and go fast and do all the things and rush, rush, rush and multitask. Not like that. Not like this. Spirit is saying Eight of Wands. This is more like illumination. This is light. This is a fire on a cauldron. Maybe you're meditating or you're doing a ritual or you're in a spiritual bath. You're the literal light of spirit inside the cauldron. I don't know. You can take this many different ways. There's the full moon. The energy of this recent eclipse portal still rippling out. I almost also hear it as like, let go, go, go. Spirit was saying. This partnered though with Lime and Luck and the things that we just talked about. This could be like, yes, go, go, go forward. The foundations are strong. Trust, lean in with faith. Let go, go, go. Like release, just flow. Spirit wants to move you forward. This can be energy, emotional stagnancy. Also go, like moving out. Now I'm seeing someone smudging like with a fan and saying, go, go, go. Like they're moving out the old energy. That's interesting what I'm getting there. Again, the full moon stands out to me. The coming full moon could be super important. The rebirth of the Lunar New Year could have been very impactful for you. Of course, it was for all of us. And again, the eclipse portals, because these are the lunar nodes that we've been talking about. Pisces, Cancer, the full moon energy here. That is here. It's present on the card. You see the home in the background? This is very synchronistic to what we're talking about here. Perhaps go, go, go is move your body out under the moon. Maybe there's some inner child playfulness that is needed here as well. You know, North Node, Pisces energy oftentimes makes me think of the Page of Cups too. Like, I refuse to close my heart to my inner child. I want to play, embrace the whimsy. That could be light a fire underneath your cauldron. Maybe you're bubbling up. You're releasing that stuck, stagnant, nasty gunk. And you're tapping into some creative flow or some excited inspiration. That's beautiful. Okay. I'm always curious to see how her book interprets the cards. It's a very different deck. And it's always just fun to see, you know, like what her interpretation was. It says, under the cover of the night sky, the witches scurry their way through the cul-de-sac. We have to hurry up, one yells to the other, and they agree, picking up their speed as much as possible. Who would have thought there would be a practicing coven in an unsuspecting suburban backdrop such as this? Never mind. There's no time to waste waiting for your answer. Waiting for you to answer. If you pull this card, expect things to start progressing rather quickly. Look to your surrounding cards in the spread to see what situations might apply to. If this is a one card pull, then you might want to pull a second to clarify, okay, well, basically the vibe, right, is like, it's happening. Like, the time is now. Okay, this can also be like a call to be more present as well. Where do we want to go next, Spirit? You know what? Let's pull a Seasons of the Witch Ostara Oracle card too. Why am I hearing, when I think of go, go, go here, I'm hearing, you can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's see what we have from the Seasons of the Witch, O Star Oracle. Ooh, guys, is it pretty where you are? It's so gorgeous outside today. I just want to be outside and lay in the grass. Spirit said, okay, we'll go. So you can do it. Just flow with it. Okay, we have chicks. Number 6. There is no greater power than the light that lives on through acts inspired by the heart. Wow, so pretty. They're all holding their little candles, light a fire. Now we have there's no greater power than the light with our candle here. That's so beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting. We have 6 energy present. We have 7 energy present. Oh, we had 8 here too. Okay, let's read chicks. Let's read that together, and then I think we'll close it there, guys. Thanks for being here and hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I know we're all processing a lot. It's very challenging to stay aware and to stay grounded in these times, but that's why we come together. We tap in. We ground ourselves back into the present moment. We remind ourselves the energies that are in play, and it kind of helps you get your wits about you. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be here together. Confirmation of your good nature. Oh, that's so nice. There's really this balmy energy with lime and luck and fortune and go, let go. It's like encouragement from spirit, you know. It's going to be all right. You're on a good path. I'm hearing stop fucking worrying all the time. Okay, I know spirit is really stressful. Now I'm hearing the too-muchness. Maybe that's a message for it's like you're way tapped into too much. Your nervous system, your mental brain, for we're firing way too many tabs at one time. We need to let go. Because isn't it this, spirit is kind of bringing me back, my higher self is bringing me back to, isn't it this, that if we practice faith, if we practice trust, we don't need to bypass. We're aware. You know what I'm saying? We ain't totally checking out into Lulu land, because Pisces energy can get you there sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, but we choose to cultivate our perspective. And isn't it this, that if you trust that you are always being led and guided to the next best thing, the next best step, but was it what am I thinking? Disney movie, Frozen. And she's talking about doing the next best thing. Sometimes it's just that, especially in a wheel year, especially with all of these new paths, we never knowing where it is we are going, but we know we're going somewhere. That's good, right? Isn't it like a gift to be able to return to hope? Friend, I ain't sitting here trying to sell you some kind of pixie dust off somebody who ain't ever been like, listen, we could hashtag me to it. You already know. We done been through it over here. You know that old story where they say, you better watch out for them people that's got all that light and they should be trying to shine it everywhere. Because them people done been in the dark. We done been in some deep dark. Listen, and I know without getting emotional on you, but I know, you know what I mean? I know. But boy, I'm trying to tell you, if you let your light get snuffed out, it's gets good as done then. And you know what, at the end of the day, that energy goes to somebody who's going to use it in a way, I bet you don't want to see how they would use it. I bet you said, oh, I've seen it. I know. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta be fighting for that. You get what I'm saying? We gotta light that fire under the cauldron, even when it's tough. We can rest. But we're not gonna be snuffed out. I'll tell you that fucking much. No, absolutely not. Ain't nobody about to take my torch. You see all this Aries energy and the spirit of the fire horse is gonna unfold. What do I look like letting somebody take my torch and run with it? It's not happening. Confirmation of your good nature. Sending out positive vibes. Yes. Attracting the right kinds of people. There is no greater power than the light that lives on through acts inspired by the heart. And you know, there's so many people, friend, lock in with me. There are so many people. They should be so mad, so jealous, so angry, so projecting, so dark. It's an envious spirit of, well, I can't light my light like that, okay? And you ain't going to be able to save all those people, but I be damned, you can't let them take that from you. You get what I'm saying? Do you see the encouragement here from spirit? Baby chicks. And then we return to a gorgeous image of a little baby chick. I mean, oh my gosh. Baby chicks are often associated with innocence and purity. And seeing one in a dream or throughout your day, or right on this card, oh, I have to show y'all, child. Hold on, because I have to show you. I got this for her just the other day. Hold on. I have to show y'all. I just grab random stuff. You know, you see something at an end cap and you're like, oh, you guys ready? Look at it. I know. It's our little spirit ambassador today. Look, it's a baby chick. I know. Do I have all of my black and white tattoo aesthetic with my lip piercing? Yes. Do I love a baby chick? Also, yes. Duality at its finest. What's his name? Chirps. This is Chirps, y'all. Look at Chirps. Listen. Seeing one in a dream or throughout your day serves as a reminder of your good nature. Regardless of your goals, mistakes, dreams, or hardships, there is so much goodness and value in your spirit. You, okay, are a soul of great worth and have many gifts that can positively contribute to humanity. You pulled this card today to remind you of the purity of your heart. And some people just lick their chops and they look at it deliciously and they want to steal and feed off of it. And we are so highly guided and divinely favored and blessed and protected. Some people also look at it with jealousy and envy and hatred. And that's a them thing. Remember we talked about that. That's not you, that's them. And yes, we do wish them healing, but we can't say the whole time of the martyrdom, they've had all this time, okay? We have to go forward. And if they come on, but we can't carry them on our backs. You see, we can't be letting that light get snuffed out, okay? You have pulled this card today to remind you of the purity of your heart. Thank you, Spirit, for that. There's a part of you that is free from the pain and misfortunes of life, innocent as a baby chick, freshly hatched. You might know this being as your inner child or true self. You see how this is Piscean frequency? This is a part of you. This is a part of your being that pushes you to see the wonder in the world and the good in other people. There's that whimsy. I was listening to a reader yesterday, and it was a little short clip that just passed through while I was working, and I stopped to listen to it. You know, Spirit will be calling you. You need to hear this. And she was talking about people being, man, this is so on point. She was literally talking about people are angry because you're whimsy. You go through life, you get knocked out 9 times, you get up 10, you're still whimsy, you still create. You lost everything. What you mean you out here painting a picture? You still say whimsy. You ended the relationship, you had the move, you lost the job, you still come back and you still say whimsy, because that's the whole point of all these cycles, you see. That's the labyrinth. Okay? You are encouraged to approach your situation or your day or this challenge or this whole challenging time, right? I know. You're encouraged to approach it from a place of trust and kindness. Remember your pure heart and fight meanness with compassion, lies with truth, anger with cheer, and negativity with optimism. Yes. Yes. That's how we do it over here. And the whole thing is like, don't get it twisted about a snake in the garden, okay? Don't do that. You may think you see a gardener who's naive and silly and Oh my gosh, you just sticking your head in the sand. Are you a Pollyanna? Are you a this? Or you're woo woo? Oh, woe unto them, Spirit says. A lot of times you don't understand what Spirit has built up in somebody. Because those those lights, those flaming beacons, whoo, I'm getting Archangel Michael and Bridget. Hey, you ever seen them on a horse charging into battle? Bet you wouldn't want to. Bet you wouldn't want to be in the dark room with them when it's time. Hey, I'm going to need you guys to stand back. I'm going to have to light this bitch up real quick, and we going to clear out the roaches because they shine in those scenarios too. That's why you have to watch out when people make assumptions about, oh, you're just all love and light. Sure, if that's what you want to think, you go right ahead, my friend. Really can't speak on how my ancestors and my guides and my higher self moves, but I know how I've been called to do it, right? That's a very Aries, light the candle in the darkness, spiritual warrior, ascended frequency type of vibe too, okay? So don't forget that. So I'm sending you love. Love today from me and chirps. Okay, have a wonderful day. Take good care of yourself out there. I look forward to connecting with you soon, okay? Love you. Bye.